Or to use the term loosey-goose, there's a lot more discretion because it is supposed to be a rehabilitative court. It isn't just junior adult court.
Legal experts weighing in on our investigation into the Franklin County juvenile court system and an order that let a 17-year-old free months before he was accused of shooting at police. Columbus police administrators as well as the police union are raising some major concerns after that shootout in January. Tonight, both are demanding change.
ABC6 On Your Side investigator Lisa Rontala is asking the question if the teen's release violated protocol within the juvenile court.
Developing tonight, an investigation is underway after a massive fire at a strip mall in Worthington. A number of businesses were impacted. Take a look at this video. This all happened along Dublin-Granville Road. Fire crews were at that location throughout the morning. Investigators say the fire started at a Greek restaurant and spread to a nearby nail salon as well as a flower shop. Thankfully, nobody was hurt. It's unclear when or if those shops will be able to reopen anytime soon.
New tonight, more than 50 recruits graduated from the Columbus Police Training Academy today. That includes officers for Dublin, Hilliard, Reynoldsburg, and more. Most, though, will soon patrol the streets of Columbus. And the city describes this as a step forward in creating a more diverse police force.
Mike McCarthy live in studio for us tonight, breaking down what's so unique about this graduating class. Mike? All right, thank you, Mike. Happening right now, excitement is building for the first round of the women's NCAA tournament right here in Columbus.
The Buckeyes on the court at home taking on a tough Montana State team. Nick Valen live with fans tonight as they hope for a long tournament run. Hey, Nick.
All new tonight, Boeing is facing a class action lawsuit from two Ohio pension funds. A Delaware County judge is putting the Public Employees Retirement System and the State Teachers Retirement System as lead plaintiffs. State AG Davios says that Boeing's pattern of safety and compliance failures has hurt those funds. Both are investors in that company. They own more than 800,000 shares worth about $139 million. Now, this all comes as President Trump has awarded Boeing with a contract to build future fighter jets for the Air Force. The president says the F-47 has been in the works for some time. Boeing beat out Lockheed Martin for this contract, the program to replace those F-22 Raptors, of course. Still to come tonight, one man's trash may be another man's treasure, but that's not always the case. Why a local man is voicing his frustration with ODOT and litter bugs across the city. Spring is in the air across central Ohio. No major problems tonight along I-270 as drivers head home for the weekend. On the left, the cherry blossoms are showing their colors in the nation's capital this week. Back here at home, the countdown is on for this year's Franklin Park Cherry Blossom Festival, which starts on Monday. More than 100 cherry trees are in Franklin Park, 20 of which were gifted from Japan.
Well, flowers aren't the only things popping up along Ohio's highways. Unfortunately, so is a lot of trash right now.
And one man actually complained to ODOT, believe it or not, saying that they simply were not doing a good job, so they invited him along for trash duty. They also invited Terry Sullivan.
Pick it up. Yeah. Don't throw things out of your car. It's horrible.
Yeah.
You know, there's a trash can at home. Just hang on to it till you get there and throw it out the right way, and we can avoid all of that.
Yeah.
Well, you can see the frustration of those ODOT crews, and they are doing the best they can. So at least that's an example of what they can do. But I do like the fact that that guy complained and he got out there and cleaned up too.
Picked it up.
He was out there willing to help.
I like
it is blowing around out there a lot right now because the wind has been.
Rodney Dunigan, we're following a number of developing stories tonight, including school leaders in Marysville with some pretty tough decisions ahead. Tonight, board members are voting on a possible plan to eliminate dozens of jobs. That, along with other major changes that could directly impact families. We're following every development. Also tonight, we're looking into how local groups that have been hit hard by new White House immigration policies are changing to keep making a difference for those in this community who need it.
And spring has arrived with some showers. The rain will be tapering off overnight, and Friday looks like the driest day in the extended forecast. We're going to see more rain, though, on the way. I'll have all of that in weather.
And remembering the life and legacy of a former OSU football player turned military hero. Ahead, how the Hilliard community is celebrating a legacy of excellence. Those stories and breaking news as it happens right now on Good Evening Columbus.
Good Evening Columbus on ABC6 starts now.
And happening right now, you are taking a live look tonight at the Marysville Board of Education meeting. School board members in Marysville are making some pretty tough calls tonight. The group is deciding on dozens of potential job cuts, and they're also looking into other changes that will directly impact families in that community. Nick Velan is there following tonight's meeting. He will have much more tonight at 11. And tonight we have a statement from Governor Mike DeWine following his visit to the White House. Late today, President Trump announced his effort to start dismantling the U.S. Department of Education. The president says the plan gives states more control over education. Now, here's part of that statement from the governor. By giving states more authority over education, we will have the flexibility to focus efforts on tailoring an educational experience that is best for children and that meets Ohio's needs rather than trying to chase federal priorities. You can read more about the president's plan on the WSYX app.
This is the time that everybody needs to give a message of unity, a message of love, and message of care and compassion.
Tonight, federal immigration changes continue to create fear and concern for many in the refugee community here in Columbus. Tonight, one Hilltop organization is taking action. Steve Levine looking deeper into this story tonight.
On your side, Steve Levine, WSYX News.
All right, take a look at this. Tonight, we're now seeing what happened during a robbery at a food mart in Valley View. A grinning suspect grabbing a bag of money from an armored truck employee and simply taking off. Deputies arrested that suspect after a short search. Jeremiah Wilcox has the very latest on that investigation tonight.
I'm Jeremiah Wilcox.
We're also learning how deputies identified Shepard. According to court documents, they ran this video through an artificial intelligence program that was able to match his identity to a mugshot from a previous arrest. All new tonight, the first case of measles in Ohio this year. The Ohio Department of Health says an unvaccinated adult in Ashtabula County tested positive. The health department says the patient had contact with someone who had traveled overseas. They're reminding everyone to make sure that you're up to date on those MMR vaccines. All right, turn to the forecast. Meteorologist Jennifer Herbert tracking things for us tonight. Jennifer, the first day of spring, and it certainly does not feel like it out there.
It does, though.
It does.
It's supposed to feel this way. We've just been spoiled.
This is
because
true.
we were getting all those 70-degree days.
And that's what I wanted to see, a 70-degree day with plenty of sunshine. That's what I was envisioning.
It might be a while before we see another one of those, but we've seen a handful of them so far, and it was weather.
All right, thank you, Jennifer. Tomorrow, the Ohio State women's basketball team will open the NCAA tournament at home against Montana State. Sports Director Dave Holmes talking to the team tonight about the upcoming tournament. We are still more than 18 months out from the 2026 election that will decide who will be the next governor of the state of Ohio. This week, we've profiled the 3 Republican candidates. Tonight, we're speaking with the only Democrat in the race so far. Tom Bosco one-on-one tonight with Dr. Amy Acton. All new tonight, a very special honor in memory of a former OSU football player turned military hero. The Hilliard School District celebrating the legacy of excellence left behind by Rick Hausman. A special day of emotion and celebration at Hilliard-Davidson High School Thursday. The Hilliard-Davidson family honoring one of their own, Rick Hausman, whose story is one that needs to be told. Hausman, a Hilliard grad, became a Buckeye walk-on in 1967, only to leave the football field to answer a higher calling, serving his country. Rick made the ultimate sacrifice in Vietnam, where he died in combat at the age of 19. In recognition of his bravery, he was awarded the Silver Star for Valor. On this day, another well-deserved honor, the Rick Hausman Silver Bullet Award for Leadership, created to celebrate the legacy of a true Buckeye hero.
First ever recipient of the Rick, Joshua Lance.
The award given to students who exemplify the leadership, grit, and dedication Rick displayed both on and off the field. The recognition a way to keep Rick Hausman's name, memory, and legacy alive. A thank you for all he did for this community and the country as a whole. School administrators say each year a new name will be added to this prestigious honor, leaving a lasting legacy of excellence and sacrifice for future generations of leaders. All right, turning back to the forecast, meteorologist Jennifer Herbert tracking things for us tonight. Jennifer, as you can see, a cloudy day over the city tonight. First day of spring. I say that it doesn't necessarily feel like it. You say,
it does. Again, I think it's because we've had so many of these warmer days. We have expected maybe to hold on to that. But a cold front came through and knocked our temperatures back to normal.
Good evening. Thank you for joining us here tonight at 11. I'm Jessica Ralston.
And I'm Rodney Dunigan. It was yet another warm and sunny day across central Ohio. You're taking a live look right now at North Bank Park in downtown Columbus. It has been quiet and windy tonight. On the left is a live look at downtown Columbus. And the start of spring, of course, is just about 6 hours away. Despite that, meteorologist Sarah Converse is tracking the possibility of a few snowflakes, huh?
That's right.
All right, thank you, Sarah. Families in Hilliard voicing some pretty serious concerns about a new potential development in the works. We do have a map of this area that we're talking about. It's just off of Elliott Road near the Hill Farm community.
Nick Veland joining us tonight. Nick, what is the big concern? Controversial Senate Bill 1 is on its way to the Senate. It passed the House 58-34 this afternoon. This vote means DEI programs on college campuses are now one step closer to being cut.
State lawmakers spent most of the day testifying for and against this bill. Today, students across central Ohio made their voices heard, speaking out against this legislation. On the left, video of students from Grandview Heights High School. They held a walkout today. On the right, video of students from OSU who gathered at the State House. Now, there's been plenty of debate over this legislation. Supporters of the bill say it's about treating everyone equally under the law. Those against it say it will hurt higher education.
As demonstrations were happening on the State House lawn, there were also protesters inside House chambers. Some were escorted out. Take a look at this scene playing out as lawmakers were in session.
Please be removed from the gallery. Thank you very much.
We feed you. We wash your kids. We feed you. We're your bartenders.
We are on your side. We will track this and keep you updated as this bill heads back to the Senate.
On new tonight, a 14-year-old is facing charges after making bomb threats on a school bus. Now, police say the kid actually said he had a bomb on a Bellefontaine City school bus on Tuesday. The Columbus bomb squad was brought in and determined that there was no threat. Thankfully, no one was hurt. Also in Bellefontaine tonight, a man is facing charges in connection with the shooting death of his wife. Investigators say she had been shot multiple times. Her husband, 66-year-old Kenton Quint, was arrested and charged. He's locked up in the Logan County Jail at this hour. And tonight we're also learning that a second mental evaluation has been ordered for Bruce Foster. He's accused of shooting and killing 2 people at a warehouse in New Albany last month. 4 people were also hurt in that shooting. Prosecutors are looking to have their own mental health exam done to determine if he's fit to stand trial.
Everybody on the defense side thinks that one evaluation was sufficient and that we've got a finding that really reflects what's going on here. And so we're ready to move to the next part. The county prosecutor wants to be safe. Everybody, including the court, thinks that a second opinion is fine. I didn't even object to it because I think we're headed in the same direction.
Prosecutors have 30 days to submit their exam findings to the court. The judge will then determine if Foster is competent to stand trial. A federal appeals court in Cincinnati heard arguments today in a legal fight involving Olentangy Local School District. It's centered on a policy that allows students to be punished for misgendering their classmates.
That lawsuit was filed in 2023 by
just 2 weeks ago. That boy suffered severe facial injuries and has a long road of recovery ahead. The owner of those dogs, Luis Ortiz, pled not guilty to a list of charges in court today. The judge in the case set a $25,000 bond and ordered him to turn over his dog and its puppies to animal control. Ortiz told the judge that he will comply. He will be back in court next month. On new tonight, honoring the legacy of Johnny Hockey and his brother Matthew. Their family has launched a very special project. They're trying to use their heartbreak to make a difference for others. The family is launching the Johnny and Matthew Goudreau Foundation. Here's a closer look at what they want to accomplish. Meredith and Madeline Goudreau say the foundation is to honor their late husbands by supporting projects and initiatives that align with the values and passions that they championed during their lives. They say the heart of the mission is to help youth hockey initiatives and support hockey families that have faced tragedy. They also want to help families impacted by drunk drivers. The brothers were killed last August as they rode their bikes in New Jersey. They were traveling along a road when they were hit by a car. The brothers were visiting because of their sister's wedding the following day. They were both planning to be groomsmen in that wedding. Sean Higgins was charged with manslaughter and vehicular homicide in the case. Police say he was driving drunk when the crash happened. He faces up to 60 years in prison. Of course, we will keep you updated on the case as it moves its way through the court system. If you would like to learn more about the foundation or to help out, we've posted a link on our website. That's abc6onyourside.com. Tonight, the Vatican is hopeful that Pope Francis continues to recover from his double pneumonia. The Vatican says that Pope Francis is no longer using a ventilator to breathe at night. He has been in the hospital for more than a month now. The Vatican also says the Pope is reducing his use of high-flow supplemental oxygen during the day as well. We're following a number of developing stories tonight, including new information in connection with the death of a 7-year-old boy who fell out of a car over the weekend. Family and friends are remembering him tonight. These are live pictures of where loved ones will gather for a balloon release in his honor. We'll have a live report coming up and the latest on that investigation. Also tonight, for the first time in 5 long years, thousands of state workers are back in the office, but we've discovered not everyone is happy to be coming back, and they're coming back with a fight.
And a sunny and quiet start to the work week, but our next weather maker is on the way. Stay with us. I'm timing out that system for you coming up in just a couple of minutes.
They've had just 2 months of rest time, and now the Buckeyes are already looking ahead. It's the first day of spring practice. Those stories and breaking news as it happens right now on Good Evening Columbus.
Good Evening Columbus on ABC6 starts now.
Happening at this hour, you're taking a live look at pictures from East 5th Avenue and St. Clair. Loved ones of 7-year-old Zondier Robertson will be holding a balloon release in his memory tonight. As you can see, family starting to gather there. The 7-year-old lost his life after falling out of a car on Sunday afternoon. Investigators say the little boy was sitting in the back seat of that car when he fell out. They say he was actually hit by the same car and was not wearing a seatbelt. Investigators tell us that several children were in the back seat. None of them was wearing a seatbelt. No one was placed in car seats. Following that accident, officers are stressing the importance of using child locks.
This is just a tragic thing and just a simple reminder for everyone who has young kids to always make sure that they're strapped in seatbelts, and if you have child safety locks, to utilize them.
Detectives are working to determine if charges will be filed. The driver has been arrested on unrelated charges. The family of a 14-year-old is calling for answers tonight. He died after a shooting in Franklinton over the weekend. Tonight, we're learning a lot more about where this investigation goes from here. Steve Levine has the very latest. Developing at this hour, we now know the identity of a woman who died following a head-on crash along I-70 early this morning. Police say 27-year-old LaKayla Willis died after running off the road and crashing into a wall. Her car ended up flipping, landing on the other side of the road directly in the path of a semi-truck. This all happened just after 1 this morning near the 270 interchange. Police are still working to determine why or how she lost control of that car. All right, turning now to the forecast. Meteorologist Sarah Converse, of course, tracking things for us tonight. Sarah, I tell you what, after what we thought would be kind of a bumpy weekend, it was great to have a pretty nice Monday out there. I will say that.
Absolutely. It was a very active week.
All right, in the football fever, it was an action-packed morning at the Woody. The Buckeyes brought the energy in their first practice of spring football. The big question tonight for fans, who will be QB1? Kellyanne Stitz breaking it all down tonight. All right, thank you, Kellyanne. Unfortunately, the basketball Buckeyes are done for the season after not making the big dance. The Buckeyes have declined an invitation to Fox's college basketball crown tournament. This comes after the team missed out on the NCAA tournament for the 3rd season in a row. OSU lost 5 of its last 7 games to close out the season. On the other hand, the women's basketball team is gearing up for its 4th consecutive appearance in March Madness. They're coming into the tournament as a number 4 seed, hosting the first 2 rounds of their tourney. Of course, it starts this Friday against Montana State at the Shot. Tickets are on sale right now. Okay, OAR did such a great job amping up the Blue Jackets before the Stadium Series game that they've been invited to amp up riders in this year's Pelotonia. They will play as part of the opening ceremonies in downtown Columbus. The band, of course, is from Maryland, but they graduated from OSU more than 25 years ago. Opening ceremonies are set for Friday, August 1st. All right, turning back to the forecast, meteorologist Sarah Converse tracking things for us tonight. I tell you what, Sarah, it was a little bit cooler out there, but it was still a beautiful day out there. A lot of sunshine.
Hey, I'll take a cooler